Hey, welcome back, guys. We've reached a critical mass in our Raising Kanan origin epic, a place where an historically slow burn narrative is just about to explode into the more extensive aspects of what shaped his criminal career to come. All of the ingredients have been set in place, and in today's video, we'll outline just what those things are and what they could mean for Kanan's story in Season 3 and beyond. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power. Here we go. In episode 9, we followed the story of crackhead Sam, who maintained key information against Kanan and his father that could negatively affect them both if exposed. After getting caught up on a routine minor offense, Sam said perhaps the most profound statement as it relates to Kanan's ending of one arc and beginning of another. I'ma tell you like this, you don't want that little nigga in the street because he's about to go from a pup to a wolf real quick. That's my word. The emphasis on the score, tone of the scene, and Sam's performance in the matter inferred that this wasn't merely a drug addict trying to get out of another legal jam. No, this was something much bigger. As much as Sam's words were meant for Burke and the police, it's also as if he was speaking directly to the audience in his soliloquy, subtly letting us in on the major shift in direction that's about to take place in Kanan's story. That shift honestly began the night Rock had Kanan pull that trigger on a police officer, if we're being real. However, that was merely phase 1 of Kanan's underworld transformation, as he was still shaken by that event. What it did do was provide a rock-solid foundation for Kanan's mounting resentment turned to abandonment towards his mother. And once that severance is finalized, we'll officially be in phase 2. An adult Kanan, in his conversation with Juke's girlfriend Candy, previously shed light on how the two came up together and why they were so close. The main highlight of that exchange was that they were on their own and had to make it in the streets as such. Season 2 has provided us with context for how that independence came to form, especially on Kanan's end. We began this season with our titular character being 3 months removed from his mother following the Howard shooting fiasco. Rock goes to retrieve her baby boy, who's still flustered by the horrific events of that night, a reality not lost on anyone paying close attention to his state of being. After bringing her son back into the fold, something he was unsure about given his proximity to the very cop he assaulted, Rock began stringing together an intricate web of lies that has just now spun out of her control, including his biological father's identity, Scrappy's true cause of death, and the real reason she coerced her son into pulling that trigger that night. And let's not forget that botched camping trip and her threat against his new maternal figure turned lover. Her manipulations have given way to Kanan's next step in his journey, and it's that departure from his mother's provision that's going to contribute to his signature coldness to come. As sad as it is on the surface, it has to be this way in order for the pup to graduate to wolf status. You see, a pup by nature is a coddled entity. Its immaturity and lack of physical and instinctual advancement makes it necessary for a mother's oversight. The mother must ensure that her pup isn't being taken advantage of by larger dogs in the field. And more importantly, her God-given assignment is to shield him from harm when those situations arise that threaten the pup's life. In her own way, Rock has done this. Her exploits in Season 1, while controversial and definitely governed by her street poison perspective, were geared towards the former aspect of this pup assessment. An example of this would be her killing of D-Wiz, which was meant to protect her pup from those larger dogs in theory, who were coming for street justice to avenge their loss. And in a way, having Howard killed was meant to protect her pup from what the streets would do if they found out that he was the son of a police. However, in the latter, more insidious example, it was a maneuver to protect herself even more at her son's expense, an unfortunate violation of the mother-pup relationship. Having been betrayed by its mother, the once playful, lovable pup grows into a fierce wolf. The wolf differs from the pup mightily. Unlike the pup's penchant for games, the wolf is focused, sharp, and intentional. He is removed from the pup's necessity for familial bonds and leanings. To the contrary, the wolf is perfectly fine all on its own, making moves in the spirit of bravery and independence to conquer an unknown terrain. While the pup leans closer to weakness just by its frail, inexperienced nature, the wolf relies on strength and ruthlessness to survive. And the last thing any poor soul wants to do is run into a lone wolf on the prowl. This metaphor is the tightrope Kanan is currently traveling upon, and he's closer to the latter the farther away he gets from his mother's control and influence. This second season has prepared him for as much. The innumerable deceptions, coupled with his newfound reputation in the streets, trickling from the Freddy beatdown, and of course, the Palomar effect, have all played a part in dividing him from Rock for good. He's on the precipice of manhood, just 2 years removed from being a young adult, and no longer concerning himself with the opinions of those once closest to him. Kanan is ready to chart his own path, write his own ticket, and ultimately make his own way through the underworld. He's had some excellent teachers along the way. The precision of Lulu, the aggression of Marvin, and the deviousness of Rock have all made it possible for this moment of power seizure by the budding wolf-to-be. And as Rock is creating her own lane through Cartier's removal, war with the Italians, and her drug business expansion, Kanan is also making his. And we're just witnessing the second step towards the inevitable via severance from that proverbial umbilical cord. But what are your thoughts on all of this? What are some other factors that have contributed to Kanan's rise this season? And how will it look towards the finale's end? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.